The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to REP Paranormal and Friends with your hosts,
Kim Purvis
and Allison Robinson. Make sure to check us out on our Facebook pages, REP Paranormal and Friends and REP Paranormal Busters, for up-to-date show information and events. Hey everyone, welcome to another night of REP Paranormal and Friends. We have a special guest for you tonight. We have Dwight Snethen. He is from the Fowler Theater, or also known as the Haunted Fowler Theater. So please welcome Dwight to the show. It's nice to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, before we start talking about the theater, can you give us a little bit of background on yourself and how you got involved with the paranormal, and how did you get involved with the theater? It's kind of a loaded question here.
Sure. No worries. So I've been interested in the paranormal and cryptozoology and so on ever since I was a kid. But I really never had any type of experience until we moved to Fowler. So about 13 years ago, we moved here. I grew up about 8 miles east of Fowler. Mm-hmm. We moved here, and my first experience wasn't even at the theater. It was in the house we live in now.
Oh, okay.
We started doing renovations. We'd hear noises, we'd hear voices, knocks on doors. My boys would hear, they were little at the time, they would hear someone say their name while they were playing in their bedrooms by themselves. And it was just, it was nothing scary, nothing we'd ever felt worried or anything. It was our first experience with it. And then the theater was a staple here in town. So we would take our kids to see movies. And as they got older, we'd still go there, but I got more involved when I was actually asked to be on the board, the theater board. So the theater itself is owned by a nonprofit. So there's no owner, there's no paid employees. It's all volunteer run. And so I was invited to be on the board. And so that's how I got involved. And one of the first solo nights by myself, I guess that's what solo means, right?
Yeah.
I was working the theater, and I closed up. I sent some people home, and I'm in the office, and I go to put money in the safe, and I hear this noise outside the office door. And this light fixture that you screw up into the ceiling had fallen to the floor.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, that was weird. So I told the director the next day, and she said, it's probably one of our ghosts. I said, what ghost? So it kind of piqued my interest. And then we had a paranormal group that started investigating the theater. And I was there one of the nights they investigated, and I apparently asked them so many questions. They finally got sick of me asking questions, so they invited me to be on the team. And that's how I got my paranormal. That's how I got on my first paranormal team, a group called 765 Paranormal. I've got a technology background, so I worked on a lot of the IT stuff.
Oh, very cool.
And so that's how I got really involved. And then I started My Haunted Fowler because as I would post things about the theater, people would say, "Oh, did you know this? Or what about this building or this location?" We found out about a haunted house, an old abandoned haunted jail that's in town still that we investigate now, a museum, a church. And so I'm like, this whole place is haunted. So I started My Haunted Fowler.
Oh, wow. That's insane. Now, when was, now this theater, was it built in like the 1940s or something like that?
Yeah, it was actually built in 1940.
Okay.
So where it sits today, there was a hotel there.
Okay.
And they tore down the eastern third of the hotel to build the theater. And so we believe there's paranormal history tied to that hotel too, because it was built in the 1880s.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, we have things happen at the theater that makes us think it's like a manager who had killed himself in the 60s. But we have other things that happen that we don't really correlate to anything that we know about the history. We did have a train crash in 1907 that would have been technically about a block and a half south of the theater. And so we've always kind of wondered if maybe there were 25 people killed and 11 of them were burned alive.
Oh, wow.
So we wondered, you know, in 1907, did they use the hotel as sort of a makeshift hospital and put the bodies and the people there? You know, that could be some of it. There could have been just people died in the hotel. So we tend to think it's a little bit of both.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I mean, you know, I don't know what was on the land before that, but, you know, there could be energy tied to the land in general.
Yeah, it was all Native American. There was a lot of wars through here. The Battle of Tippecanoe was about 30 miles east, and I know that they retreated back into this part of the state when they were losing the battle. So there's, and it's all, you know, the whole United States has that kind of history.
Right, yeah, for sure. That's very interesting. Now, I've seen some of the, you know, little clips and things that you put on there, but lately you've been having, like, I know you had like a kid or something, a child that went to the restroom and had seen a man or something.
That was a brand new experience. So we've not, so it first started, there was a middle school there for an event. And there were two people working the concession. This young boy went into the men's room, and he came out and asked them if they had seen somebody in there with him or go in there with him. They're like, no, you went in there by yourself. So he went back in the bathroom, came out and said, well, I'm talking to some man in there right now. And this kind of went on for a little bit. So they got the teacher. The teacher took him outside, said, this is really out of character for this kid. He's pretty, you know, nothing like that's really happened before. He's never really one who draws attention to himself, etc. So that after that happened, Jill, who's our executive director, she was working, and she was having all kinds of, like, somebody was bugging her. And she saw a man in a flannel shirt. She never told me what he looked like. She just said it was a man in a flannel shirt. And then the next night, I was working, me and another board member were working, and I'm standing at the concession, and out of my left eye, I see what looks like a man in a brown flannel shirt with a beard and a kind of a white face. And I described that to her, and she goes, that's exactly what I saw.
Oh, wow.
And so we don't know who he is. If somebody, we do a lot of paranormal investigations. Maybe somebody brought him in with them. But that's been a relatively new experience.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anybody, you know, that detailed. I've only seen that lady's face one time. But that's very interesting. And for, you know, and children, they seem to be more open to those things, you know.
Yeah.
So that's very unique in itself. Have you ever caught anything similar to that on your cameras?
Trying to think if we've never really caught, we've not caught a human apparition. We caught what we believe is a cat, or ghost animal.
Oh, yeah.
It was, I think, 2019, and it looks like I'll call it a blob, a clear blob of a cat moving toward the camera, then just disappearing at the door.
Oh, wow.
But we've never really captured a human.
Yeah.
We've gotten a picture of what looks like a little boy backstage.
Oh, wow.
That's the closest we've had. But we've got security cameras, 2 outside, one in the concession area, one in the auditorium, one backstage office, and the projection booth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we were able to get a lot of. I shouldn't say a lot. I mean, some of it we've been able to debunk, but we at least having the security cameras in there, we can now figure out why did that light go on. Sometimes often we can't figure out why a light went on.
Mm-hmm.
We've had that happen where a light goes on in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That's insane. Now, you say, do you have other you said you have other paranormal teams that come in there and investigate as well?
Yeah, so we have 3 weeks of September and all of October. We've had at least one group in each Saturday night.
Oh, wow.
And we've had people from Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, and even Finland.
Oh wow! Holy cow!
I was like, "How'd you find out?" So she was dating somebody who was coming down here. But I'm like, you get the prize for the furthest traveled.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's insane.
No kidding.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. And that's the thing I've really liked about it more than anything is all the people I've gotten to meet.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we ended up, I do a lot of ghost hunting, and I do a lot of ghost hosting.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm, like Saturday night, I've got a group coming in out of southern Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be here Saturday night from 9 to 2 or whatever.
Oh, wow.
I enjoy that part of it as well. Plus, I'm doing a ghost walk. Oh gosh, tomorrow night.
Oh, you're busy.
We do that every Halloween.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's awesome. Now, if somebody, let's say, if one of our listeners wanted to book this place, how would they do that?
So they would just go to fowlertheater.com, and we have a section there about how to book there's 2 locations. So there's the theater and there's the old Benton County Jail.
Oh, okay.
It was we've got access to both.
Oh, sweet.
And the jail was built in 1876.
Oh, wow.
And it's a solid building. Now there's been recently I found an article, and I thought it was 1876 till today, but the article says it actually burned down in 1880 and was rebuilt. But either way, it's still a solid building. But we had a lot of sheriffs over the years. Back in the olden days, who knows what kind of justice went on there.
Oh,
we had there was a news article from 1964 with a local newspaper. They interviewed a former sheriff, and he gave him a tour of it down in the basement, which they call the dungeon. You can see the holes in the walls, but they used to chain the prisoners up to the wall.
Oh, wow.
And he said they would leave them there until they confessed or went crazy.
Oh, my gosh. That's...
It's 2 great locations.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Kim, we need to make a trip.
It's time to road trip again.
Time to road trip again.
Where are you all out of?
We're from Iowa.
Oh, yeah, you're just around the corner.
Yeah, we're not too far. Not too far. We went to Indiana last year. We went to Indiana State Asylum. The sanatorium.
Okay.
The sanatorium. Yeah, we went there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be awesome to do too.
Yeah.
I haven't done too many jails either, but that would be another one. Now, you say you do paranormal investigations now. Have you ever traveled out of state, or you just keep it around those locations?
I haven't gone as many places I'd like. I went to Randolph this August in Winchester, Indiana, and that is a neat building just from the history itself and the size of it. The Crown Point Jail, Crown Point, Indiana, where John Dillinger was locked up. That was a very active place. So I've been getting more people to help me do the paranormal investigations we do here, so that I can, have a life on the weekends.
Yeah, for sure.
So I like to go. One of my favorite things we did, though, actually, was 2 years ago. We went on a Bigfoot hunt in southern Indiana, and we took our paranormal equipment. So we were trying to see if we could connect. And I gave the guy a theory. I said, what if Bigfoot isn't real anymore, but we're seeing the spirit of Bigfoot roaming? Because if the Bigfoot was humanoid and animals have spirits, maybe we're seeing that. You like the idea.
I've also heard like interdimensional, like they can travel between dimensions too. I've heard that too. So I don't know. Who knows? But that's one thing I would like to do. And I'm pretty sure when we were at Indiana State the summer, there was something going out in there. We could hear knocking on the trees, and you could see the movement, but it was only on a certain tree. And every time we would holler and yell to try to spook it, to see if it was an animal, that would run out or whatever, but it just kept doing the same knock on the same tree. It was very bizarre. There was a lot of weird noises coming from that area, and I'm like, oh, that'd be so fun just to be able to sit out there and that's one thing I haven't done yet. I would like to go out and search for Bigfoot.
Yeah, that was cool. And southern Indiana is a lot more wooded than people realize.
Mm-hmm.
Northern Indiana, bean fields, cornfields, not much in terms of forests and hills.
Yeah.
But you go to southern Indiana, you're getting closer to Kentucky. You're getting down by the Ohio River. Lots of places to hide down there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, what's one of your most memorable things that, like, a piece of data or evidence that you have caught while investigating?
So, caught. That's okay. My most unnerving moment was in the basement of the jail. We had a group in there, and we had an SLS camera pointed down a short hallway. And I'm watching the camera, and I see this black mass go down. We have two doors laying on their side. They're like original front doors of the jail. And this mass just goes down the length of the door and goes behind it. In my right ear, I hear heavy breath. And I go, hey, Pete, did you see that? Thinking my friend Pete was behind me.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody was behind me.
Oh, my
There was
gosh.
nobody there.
Oh, my gosh.
So that was probably the thing that freaked me out the most. Captured, I would say, I think for me, what felt like the coolest thing, we did a documentary on the theater a few years back. And when I met the director there that night, we were going to preview it on the big screen, make sure everything worked just fine. So he's already parked there. I pull up. We go in together. We go in, turn all the lights on. We go over by the men's bathroom, and he's telling me about the investigation the weekend before where they did some final filming. And I'm standing toward the bathroom door. I'm staring at him, but I can see into the men's bathroom. And he's very expressively telling me, and then Justin pushed on the door, and before he could say anything, I yelled, "The water's on," and the water was not on when we got there. And so something had turned the water on. That's been a regular occurrence. The waterfalls have been turned on.
Oh, wow.
So that was. I wish I'd have seen it in the moment. Then we do the preview, and he leaves, and I lock up. So I'm in the projection booth, and I hear. I swear it sounds like a movie playing in the auditorium. I know there's no movie playing. So I thought, well, maybe somebody's here. So I call out, hello. Nobody answers. And I go home. And I thought, well, I wonder if I would have caught something on camera. So I go back and I listen to the cameras, and I don't hear anything in any of the cameras. And I get to the office camera. And it's just me. And I don't sound feminine, I don't think. But I hear... after you can hear me say hello, and then you hear a woman say, "Someone's here."
Oh, wow.
And it caught on the camera.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
that was, and I will say the creepiest joint activity was with my wife. So we're in the theater, we're working. There's like 6 or 7 of us, and it was right during COVID. So we were using walkie-talkies to tell people like how many rows are available, etc.
Right.
So she's in the ticket booth, and we have 3 walkie-talkies. I'm walking somewhere in front of the camera, and she comes out and says, "Did somebody call me on the radio?" I'm like, "No, just no one did anything." And so she's sitting out, and you can see her on the camera. I go outside thinking maybe somebody's messing with her. And I come back in. I walk past her, and on her radio, you hear Michelle. And her name is Michelle.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Everybody just like looks. And it didn't come through on my radio, just hers. And so I went to the booth and I asked one of the workers, "Is that other radio on?" No, it's off. No one was even using it. And then as I turn around, you hear on her radio, Michelle.
Oh, gosh.
And on my radio, nothing. So she back in the booth, and then she calls me on the radio, and I hear her. So we know the radios are working.
Right.
And she said, while she was in the booth, she heard, "Michelle, is that you? I know it's you." And so she she likes this stuff as long as it doesn't happen to her. I thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
Didn't even like talking about it. I guess those are probably my 3 best experiences.
Well, those are some pretty darn good experiences, I would have to say. We've had something similar, too, with the walkies. At Edinburgh Manor here in Iowa, the first couple times, it was a little boy that would come through, and he'd only come through on one walkie. But
And they're all 4 sitting next to each other.
Yeah, they're all next to each other. Now, the last time we were there, we were setting up, and only through one walkie, there was a guy who came through, and he said, "Get me out of here." And it only came through the one walkie. So we're like, okay, we're going to take one around with us as we're going, investigating. And we got some weird noises through there. But there was a question, I can't remember what question I asked. And when I went back to listen to my recorder, they responded through that walkie. And it was the same guy. I don't know. It was very bizarre, but... So, I mean...
And they've only done that at Edinburgh. They've never done it anywhere else.
Yeah, we haven't had it done
Really?
at another location.
Just
Not yet.
one place.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, you can pretty much use anything as paranormal equipment.
I was going to say, nobody else in the world but paranormal people go, "That's cool, that's awesome."
I know,
It's
right?
freaking everybody else out.
It would freak everybody else out, but yeah, we were like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But yeah, do you have a favorite piece of equipment that you like to use?
Well, it's kind of all over the place, and I'm willing to try anything. I hear people get really upset, not upset, but they get very critical about certain things, including apps.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, people thought you were crazy because you thought a Ouija board.
Uh-huh.
And then somebody had to say, "Oh yeah, like you can hear ghosts of the radio." Now it's just normal.
Yeah.
So
right.
I tend to like a little bit of everything. I do like a spirit box, the standard SP7.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good tool, especially at the theater. We will pump it through the auditorium speakers.
Oh,
so you get
cool.
an SP7 total surround sound experience.
Oh, that'd be
cool.
So I would say that, yeah,
That's awesome.
that is cool to do.
Oh yeah, I bet for sure. That'd be cool. Now,
The digital voice recorder is always fun too, because when you pick something up that no one else heard, I think it's just the greatest.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things too. Is the recorder. We also like to use the tripwires. Those are fun to use. We get a lot of activity with those. But
And our music box, we get a lot of activity with it.
oh yeah, the music box. Yeah, is another good one.
Yeah, I do like the music.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd like to get another one of those, but not the expensive one. Maybe a cheaper knockoff
Go
version.
cheaper model this time.
Yeah, right. Now, yeah, go ahead.
Have you seen? So there's an app called Spirit Music Box by Spotted Ghost. It actually works really well on a phone, and it's all based on movement, light, vibration. You get too close to it. Some phones aren't always compatible. But it builds a lot of apps that are designed to work with your device and its features. So it's a good cheap Spirit Music Box.
Oh, I guess I haven't looked into that one. I'd have to
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, Kim is our one that keeps, because we'll use Necrophonics.
We've used Spiritus.
We've tried Spiritus. That one's not. We didn't have much luck with that one, but Necrophonics is pretty good. Now, with the theater, I mean, I know you do paranormal stuff, and you have other things. You have movies, and you do other events. Have you ever thought about doing like an expo or anything there? Have you ever done anything like that?
We have had this year was our third because of COVID, our third paranormal convention.
Oh, okay.
So we call it Freak Out Fowler.
Oh. Uh-huh.
We didn't have as many vendors this year, but we did an exciting one this year. But we did vendors, and we did a psychic medium. So she did a session for in the auditorium, and then we did a documentary on the jail. In the middle of the documentary on the jail, this woman just is livid.
Oh man!
what's going on here? She was the niece
You're cutting out.
of the girl
Let's see.
was
I think you're cutting out a little bit here.
okay. My camera might be, or my internet might be part of the problem.
Okay, go ahead. So
Now you're clear.
Now you're clear. I couldn't hear anything other than
Okay.
you sound like you were talking underwater there for a second. So it was
No. But anyway, we're doing the documentary on
Yeah.
the lynching of a person who killed a 15-year-old girl.
Oh,
Well, this woman stands up and she's just yelling at everybody that this is crap and this isn't true. And she was the great niece or something of the girl who was murdered, and that she was telling us that the family knew that this guy didn't do it, and they tried to save him and everything. And we're like, so we interviewed her cousin. Like, it feels like you need to talk to your cousin because his story is different than your story. We're just telling our story based on our investigation, our experience, and she was yelling she's going to get a lawyer. I'm like,
what?
Your
Oh my!
your cousin
gosh.
signed releases. Yeah, we haven't heard back from her since. I think she just needed some attention.
Oh wow, that's insane! Oh my gosh. Well, you get all kinds when you have events like that, and expos and everything. You never know what you're gonna get.
The cool part was that we went ahead and showed Poltergeist that night. And then we did a ghost hunt afterwards at the jail and the theater. So we pretty make it a whole day of that.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I was just looking here at your thing. Oh, it looks like you're gonna have some. You have some like. Oh, tomorrow you guys are playing The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes.
All right.
With the actors' strike right now, we have a little more flexibility on what we show.
Okay, gotcha. All right. That's awesome. I was just kind of looking through the
Yeah.
website there. Yeah. To see.
We were hoping we were going to get The Exorcist, but that didn't work out.
Oh, man. That's a bummer. But, hey, The Nightmare Before Christmas is an excellent choice. I love that movie.
Yeah.
You can play that for Christmas or Halloween. You can go either way with that one. Now, back to the paranormal field. What would you like to see happen in the paranormal field? Like,
I would say here recently a little less drama. It seems like everybody's like mad at each other these days. And I'm in it. I'm in it because I'm interested in it. I'm not in it to be famous. I have a great face for radio. That's about it. And so I just wish people would be honest, be sincere, and be respectful. That's it.
absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I see that a lot too on there. I'm like, oh my gosh, cut with the drama. How old are we now? Let's all work together to figure this shit out. That's my thought. Like, nobody's better than anyone else. We're all in it to, learn from this and figure out why these spirits stay here,
Ken.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in it to get famous, then
You're in it for the wrong reasons.
okay. Yeah, exactly.
Or, a lot of times, some of them that are in it to be famous fake a lot of stuff, so, which gives real investigators a bad rap.
Yeah, I always, whatever I get, I always try to, I might like increase the volume so you can hear it better, but I try to do it just as is, what's there, what you see.
Yep.
I've been down the path to, every once in a while you might put your own, what you think you hear, and I try not to do that anymore because it does kind of sway people.
Well, right.
No.
I get it. We do the same thing. If you go back and look when we started our YouTube channel, I don't know, 10 years ago. We haven't posted anything since then, but it's very raw footage. It's just like something that we just uploaded and there you go. There's nothing to it, nothing. And
a lot of stuff I post, I always usually say, I don't know if it's paranormal or not. Let's let you decide.
Right, yeah.
You know, because you get all those haters in there, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I find so frustrating. It's like, okay, you don't have to believe, you don't have to agree, but you don't have to be a jerk either. Just move on.
Right, yeah, you can see it, and if you don't agree with it, just scroll on by. That's my thought.
And I've seen the other side too, where you try to give good feedback. People get really worked up. It's like, I can't tell you, it looks to me like dust, and oh my God, it's like, no, it's an orb. Okay, whatever. I mean, and early on, I did the same thing. I'd see some cool looking movement on the camera, and now I look back and go, yeah, that was dust. That was a fly. Now I know better,
Right,
and I'm learning. I'm always learning.
Exactly. You're always learning.
We're all still learning on everything.
Right, yeah. Nobody has figured it out.
Exactly.
Whether they like to think they have or not. They haven't. Like, everybody's learning. I mean, it's a big puzzle, and who knows if we will ever figure it out. But, you know.
We're having fun doing it.
We're having fun doing it, that's for sure.
Well, and that's the other piece too. Is I like the learning. I also like the history. Just learning about a location, learning about what's happened to in that space.
Right.
And if you can help too, save a building that's struggling or.
Oh, right. Yeah. Absolutely, for sure. Because so many of these historic buildings just get torn down, and it's sad to see them go because it's part of history.
Yeah, because we put a lot of money, time, and effort into saving the theater, and we've had buildings like right across the street. There are 2 buildings remaining, and literally a year and a half ago, one of the buildings collapsed in on itself. We have a park next to us that used to be a row of buildings. They got condemned because there's nobody taking care of them.
Right.
Yeah, it's sad to see all that go. It really is.
Well, it don't fit into now things, you know.
Yeah.
They gotta have everything so modern. This old stuff, they want to tear it down.
Right. Yeah.
Make parking lots.
Just wait. In another 10, 20 years, it's all going to come back around like, fashion from back in the days, making its way, from the 70s and 80s is coming back. You got 90s stuff coming back. Then everybody's going to want to go back to the old vintage houses and everything. And then there's not going to be any of that stuff left for them to go back to.
Right.
So.
Yeah, there's a house that just came up for sale in town here, and my wife has heard for 12 years that I'd love to buy that house. It just looks like it should be haunted, and I'm like, now can I convince her to go buy the house? It's like, well, I'm not done renovating this house, so I doubt it, but I'd love to have it.
Oh yeah. Now, do you have any other investigations lined up besides the ones that you're helping out with, like on your own? Like,
not right now.
No.
I've done well. So we went up to Traverse City, Michigan, and it wasn't a ghost hunt, but we got to tour an old asylum up there, and it was the 3rd largest asylum in Michigan, and it's beautiful location. And the person that ran it, he was very respectful of the people that were there. It was all about, I forget what his whole theme was, but it was all about respect and care for the people. And like, he wouldn't let them just sit in their rooms all day. Part of, they'd have to get up and they get dressed. And there were certain parts that, maybe they were more severe, but they really tried to rehabilitate people and treat them decent. And we got to go into some of the old abandoned buildings that haven't been renovated yet. So that was cool. There's a felt mansion up near Holland, Michigan. That is really neat. We didn't investigate, but we got to do a walkthrough. And
oh, wow.
but it's supposed to be haunted. So there's places I've been to, but this time of the year is really tough because we have so much going on in October. But I do intend to get to a few more places. I'd like to get to Indiana State.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to get to some of the bigger places I haven't been to. Vasilla, I'd love to go there. So I want to, it's just a matter of will I get to.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear ya. We want to get back to Indiana State.
That was a cool place. We didn't even get through it all.
No, we didn't get through it all because we had so much action in the nurses' wing that it was like, whoa.
It's big.
And then
You could spend a whole month there.
Oh, yeah, I know, for sure. You've got 3 buildings that you can still go through there, and there's so much land and all the weird stuff that's happening just, like I said, on the land. And then in the building that we stayed in.
And where the office is, I think it's haunted too because we heard noises and voices and everything else all night long.
There was banging, things were banging. There was a man talking, and then there was like screaming, and I think I maybe slept an hour and a half because I was just listening to this. So it's like,
wow.
It's I highly recommend going there. It's interesting.
I've got
to say
some
the
friends who are
least.
doing they've got like day visits or day tours. They're not full investigations. They like just going down there just for that part of it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and then they got those tunnels you can go through.
Yeah, I say like I've been there, but I've seen the videos and pictures and
Tunnels with snakes.
Oh yeah, there was that was over by which?
That's just coming out of the tunnel going over to the morgue.
Oh yeah, so going through the tunnel under the morgue, there was one of our friend's daughter and her dad were filming, and she's like, I think that's a snake. He's like, it's not a snake. And they looked, and there was a snake hanging from the ceiling.
oh,
Yeah. That would be creepy to walk into because I'm like, okay, great. I walk in all these places and I don't carry a flashlight or anything. So I'm just walking pitch black, you know. If I would have clocked that in my face, oh my gosh, I don't know what I would have done.
that's great.
You
probably
woke
would have thought it
up?
was a fake snake.
Oh, something, or just something hanging from the ceiling, you know, not thinking that it was a snake, but... Now, do you have any places, locations that are on your bucket list, like anywhere in the world that you would really like to go to if you could?
I've got a couple of friends that have gone to Transylvania. I would love that.
Ooh, yeah.
They went to Dracula's castle. I think it was 2 years. Well, I don't remember. I think there was still lots of restrictions and things. But the Stanley Hotel would probably be my dream visit.
Oh, that would be a good one too. A lot of people have talked about that one. Even last week, our guest said that he would like to go there. So
I'm a big Stephen King fan too, so that's some
yeah.
of it. It's just that connection with him.
Oh yeah, Stephen King. Yeah, I like to watch all those, and I've watched both of the Shining movies.
Well, my son was asking me about Stephen King, and I didn't realize how many of his books I actually read because I don't read a lot of books.
Yeah.
When I thought back, I'm like, God, every book I read was all Stephen King.
Oh man, that's
That would be that to me. That would be cool. That would be like a. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. That sounds stupid. I would love to. Like the Southwest. I think the Southwest has so much. You know, there's the Clown Hotel or Motel out that way.
Oh yeah.
Tombstone, places like that. I think would just be really cool to investigate.
Oh yeah, for sure. That'd be cool. We're trying to, you know, spread our wings and go to some different states because we usually just stay in Iowa, but
So far we've been to Illinois and Indiana,
in Kansas,
Kansas, yep. So we're working our way.
we're working our way.
Working our way out of
I haven't made it
Iowa.
out of the state.
What was that?
For a true ghost hunt, I say for a true ghost hunt, I haven't made it out of the state.
Yeah.
I've been to haunted places in Michigan, but it was like during the day with tourists.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're in the process of booking Randolph.
Oh yeah.
Have you been there before?
No.
Oh, it's awesome. You're gonna love it.
That's what we hear. So we're hoping. Fingers crossed. These last new places that we've gone to, Ashmore and Indiana.
I loved Ashmore. I want to go back to Ashmore.
Oh yeah, that was insane there too.
So I don't know if something was thrown at me at Randolph. I just remember being in the doll room. I think it was the doll room. and I hear something hit the floor. No, it was a toy room. It wasn't the doll. There's like a toy room and a doll room. But I'm running my camera, and all of a sudden I hear tick, 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 something like hit the floor. And that could have just fallen from the ceiling. But it was an interesting experience. And then we were doing a tripwire later that night on the other side of the halls. And I'm just taking pictures down the long hall. And I'm going back through the pictures, and it's like nobody. And then one picture, it looks like two women standing there. And then after that, nobody, which was really creepy.
Oh, wow. That's insane. I would like to catch something on camera. That's on my bucket list. Like, one of these days, I know we're going to catch something. I see everybody else's things, and I'm like, man, that is so cool. And I'm like, I wish I could catch something like that. Otherwise, we just get things thrown at us. And now you mention it, there's a doll room there. It's like, oh, here we go.
Dolls don't like you.
I know they don't.
They always come flying at you.
I know.
Oh no. We have another place here in town. It's the Historical Society, and they have a museum as a part of it. And they're very particular. I mean, they really only let me and anybody I bring investigate. And that to me it's a treasure trove of just something's attached to these items. So the first time we went in there, we're doing a walkthrough, and I'm running my camera. I don't even notice this until I go back through the footage. It's in a room with dolls, and there's 3 dolls. One doll looks like it was made by a kid, and it was. So when he was 9, he made this doll. There's another doll. His mother made it when she was 9. And then there's this third doll. Well, we're running the camera, and I made this comment about it being kind of this creepy-ass doll. And then as I'm looking back through the footage, as I say that, the doll's head jerks backward. Nobody's near it. Nobody touches it. Well, there's one person, but she's not. You can see her hand is not even on it.
Yeah.
It just jerks backwards. And the story is that when he was on his deathbed, he had asked his sister to destroy his doll. He didn't want anybody else to have it. She'd instead donated it to the museum.
Oh, no.
She also donated her aunt's Ouija board that had a... So it was built... It was made like pre-Hitler. It's got a Star of David and a swastika on it.
Oh,
and you know those two things don't quite go
right.
together.
No. Yeah, no, they don't.
So that's in the museum. And then we were in this military room, and we picked up this army helmet, and underneath the army helmet was a Nazi helmet from World War II. And we put a K2 on the swastika side. The thing would just go crazy. On the other side, nothing. And it was just like it was reacting to that.
Oh my gosh.
And then we go into this Native American room in our most recent visit, and I'd been there 5 or 6 different times. And the guy I was with, he's got a millimeter on top of the Native American display, and it's just going off and going off, and he can't figure out what's happening. So he puts it underneath. It doesn't do anything. He puts it in the drawer. It's just going crazy. So he's looking through all these papers that are in the drawer. He finds a map. When we pull the map out, it's a map from World War II, Nazi Germany. So we're like,
oh no,
all these Nazi things are just going, making all the equipment go crazy.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. Well, they do say that, some people...
Some things...
they attach to specific objects, if it has a meaning to them. Some people just...
Next time you go there, you need to learn to speak German to see if anything answers you.
Yeah.
So what we did, I don't speak German, but we use Google Translate and ask questions in German.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't result in much. And I'm like, I'm going to do this more often, because the original owner of the theater was a Greek immigrant. So now I'm starting to use Google Translate to ask questions in Greek to see if maybe I can get a response.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's another thing. Do you like to use trigger objects?
Yeah,
in your
I do.
investigations?
We have in the theater, we have a trench coat and a fedora. It fits a slender man, not me. And we've had people wear that because early on during the renovations of the theater in 2000, people kept reporting seeing a man in a fedora walking around the theater. And in 1940, all the men wore fedoras and trench coats. And so they think it was the original owner coming back to check and see what's going on. So we've had people wear a trench coat and a fedora as just it's trigger objects to see if we can get any kind of responses. We've had some good results. We played the original movie on the screen that was played in 1940, just to see if we can get some kind of activity from that. We've done, like I said, the spirit box through there. So I do like the idea of using a trigger object. The one time I did try gunshot sounds in the auditorium. So the manager in 1968 shot and killed himself. So I thought, I did on the day he shot himself to see if maybe that would get kind of responses. So I do like that approach.
Are you there? You cut out there for a second. You just froze again, so I wasn't.
Oh,
there you
can
go.
you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yep.
I just said I like that approach, trigger objects.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We like to use a lot of trigger objects as well.
I've got a World War II Navy uniform I found at a antique shop we've used. And we've gotten things happen around it every once in a while. Depends on where we're going. We've got a mannequin. We dress her up as whatever place we go, like a sane asylum and stuff. We got a doctor's outfit, so we dress her up like a doctor. Then if we're in a military area, she's got the uniform on, and then
see if we get anything stirred up with that, but nothing quite yet with her.
No, not yet.
No.
I did forget to tell you. So recently, we've done this 3 years in a row now, but we have a gentleman out of Chicago, and he brings down a portable organ setup. And so we showed the original Phantom of the Opera silent film while he played organ in the auditorium.
Oh, wow. That would be cool.
It was cool, and that was the night I saw that guy in the flannel shirt out of the corner of my eye. His wife came up in the middle of his performance panicking because something was going wrong with his equipment. He's never had a problem like what happened that night with his. He's I don't have no idea. It's never done this before, and it corrected itself. So we're like, somebody here is messing with this place. But I thought, is the silent film, even though it was so the silent films were before the theater was built, but is it enough of a nostalgic kind of film that it brought some energy out?
Right, yeah, for sure. Oh, it could. It could, definitely. Yeah. Have you ever used like the EM pumps or anything like that? Do you have any of those to spike up the energy levels?
I don't. We've had people bring them through. When we first started investigating, somebody brought one in, and that night we heard a little boy after he went through the theater, and he was just doing whatever you do to make it work. And we heard. So there were several of us. I say us. I was in the concession area. There were 5 or 6 backstage and 2 people in the auditorium. And on video, you hear a little boy yell out. And one of the investigators said, "What was that?" And then you hear somebody in the auditorium saying, "We heard it too. We thought it was you guys, or maybe somebody in the concession area." I was the guy in the concession area. It's like, I didn't hear anything.
Wow.
And that night, we also got a really good EVP where you just hear this man's voice say the letter. And I've always wondered if it was like a suicide note for the guy that killed himself.
Yeah.
But that seemed to like when he did that, it seemed to really generate a lot of activity that night.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too. We'd like to get one.
We've got one.
Did it come?
Yeah, it's here.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Can't wait to use that new toy.
Yeah, it just come last week.
Okay, all right, sweet. Okay, well,
we've used other people's.
Yeah, ready. But we only have one other investigation this year.
Yeah, we're done almost for the year.
Then we're done for the year.
We kind of slowed down November, December, January. So the jail is hotter than hell in the summer, and it is an icebox in the winter.
Yeah.
So we kind of slowed down in the really cold months. I personally don't care. I'll go whenever. I'll just dress warm. I'd rather go when it's cold though versus when it's hot because you can only take off so many clothes. At least when it's cold, you can more.
You can put more on. Or if you get too hot, you can take layers off. But yeah. We've been places where there's been ice on the floor when we've investigated. So, yeah, and that was in March. At the end of March. Yeah, there was ice on the floor in the basement. But other than that, we don't travel too far just because weather, snow, you never know.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're like, so where we are is probably more like you all, where I'm like, it's all cornfield, bean fields. When I go into Illinois, if I go due west in Illinois, same thing. I've been to Iowa University a few times, and it's, it's like being home. Yeah. And nothing blocks the wind. All the cold just gets in. And...
Yep, that's exactly how it is. Now, so I have put in the chat the link for the Fowler Theater. So if anybody's interested in looking at any events or booking it for a paranormal investigation, that is in the chat there, and we'll post it on our social media. But is there any other places that they can, if they want to follow you or find more information out, social media wise, or do you have YouTube or anything like that?
So I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Threads. And Threads is the new Instagram version of Twitter.
Okay.
I've seen a lot more people joining that.
I have no idea what that is. I am so not with this time. Like, I have Twitter and Instagram, and I barely know how to use those half the time. So.
Yeah, I don't think I don't quite fit the demographic for TikTok. I think I'm a little too old, but I still put stuff on there.
Oh no, you see all kinds on there. That's for sure. I think just
if people just type in "My Haunted Fowler" on any of those social media sites, we are pretty consistent as at My Haunted Fowler on any as a handle.
Okay.
I think, because the theater is a little different. But you also follow the theater. We are on the theaters on Instagram, Twitter. We don't have YouTube, but we're also on Facebook, and we post a lot of stuff for the theater itself. We've had people come down from near Michigan for events that we're doing. So somebody gets excited and wants to drive.
Oh yeah,
a couple hours. We're not that far overall. They come watch. So we're doing a lot of the theaters have done this. We're doing the Taylor Swift movie. And I didn't know that was a big deal. And that tickets were selling as soon as we posted it.
Oh,
I was like,
I bet.
It's not my thing. But
not mine either. But teach their own, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys do the?
Oh, and we actually have a.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say we November 5th, I think it is. So there's an independent film that was made, and they used the Fowler Theater for parts of their independent films.
Oh wow!
We're going to show that at the theater as well.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah. Did you guys do the Barbie? Did you do anything with?
Yes.
Okay, that's a.
We had the best Barbie display ever. Well, so if you go to, I'll put it on your Twitter site.
Okay.
You'll get to see me in a Barbie box in Q2.
I think maybe I did see it. I can't remember. I might have seen it. I can't remember. I see so many things, but that's what clicked me. I'm like, I know I thought I saw something for the Barbie thing, because that was a big thing this summer too. The Barbie thing. I haven't seen the movie yet.
I haven't either.
But,
so what we did, there's a husband-wife couple that made it, and it's all wood exterior. They had the Mattel pattern. They cut it out. They had Barbie cut out on the chicks. I mean, it's like it is, to me, it's one of the best things I've ever seen. So now, there's not a lot of Barbie reuse. So now we've been using it for other things. We made it. We put Paw Patrol all over it. But for our Halloween this weekend, we're actually going to have it's going to be used as an entrance to come into the theater. Got a giant inflatable spider that's going to go over the top of it. You got to hide the paint because it doesn't quite fit the Halloween theme.
Right? Yeah. Hey,
we had a lot of fun with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to put it to use. Somebody's put in the work for it. You might as well get more use out of it.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Before we wrap things up, I'd just like to thank everybody for listening to us tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. And like to thank our guest, Dwight Snethen of the Fowler Theater, for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure talking to you. And make sure you guys go out and, support your local businesses and, help them out. A lot of these places, we don't want to see these historic sites go to the crapper. We'd like to keep them around. So, go out and help them and promote them as much as you can. And once again, thank you so much for being on, and we'll make sure that we post your information on our social media so you guys can check that out on there as well. And once again, thank you so much for being on tonight. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate both of you having me, and I'm going to keep following you on Twitter. You guys are great about sharing my stuff, and I really appreciate that as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anytime. We like to try to help people out, when they've got things going on and hopefully get their word out there. So we do what we can.
And we're going to have to make a trip to Indiana.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So we might be up. You never know.
Well, I'll make sure to be the volunteer that night that manages I've got 3, but I try to be there when people I get to know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, peace out, everybody. And make sure to tune in next Thursday live. We'll be live 8, 7 Central. So peace out, everybody. Thank you.